Yo, what's going on with y'all? You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Convo with Marlo. Setup's a little different. I'm feeling a little different, swagged out a little, you know what I'm saying? Got a special one here for y'all. Just want to quickly show you the setup right before we get into it. Here we are. You see it. Yo, what's going on with y'all? It's your boy Convo with Marlo. You know what I'm saying? Settings a little bit different. I'm OT a little. You know what I'm saying? I got two special guests with me here today. Who do I have the pleasure being here with?
Seven Side Smoke.
DOWJONES.
Okay. First and foremost, before I get into anything, how we feeling? What's the vibes? What's going on? Talk to me.
Just here, you know, we're just gonna kick it a little bit.
Okay.
I think we got like a special freestyle we're gonna do at the end. Dow's gonna put a beat on and all that. So
Okay.
yeah.
In the freestyle, is it just gonna be you? Is it gonna be him? Both of y'all? Like, who's going?
Dow's the DJ. He just makes me rap. I do all the work. He just puts the beat on to make sure I sound good.
Yes, sir. Now, over here, like, you know what I'm saying? What you got going on? How you feeling? How you been?
I'm really good, man. I got a lot going on right now, but I don't know. One of my main projects is Seven Side Smoke right now.
Okay.
He's got next.
No, I like that.
Got it.
Now, before I dive into, you know what I'm saying, what we're really here for, tell me about yourself, you know what I'm saying, what it is that you do. Obviously, you've already, you know what I'm saying, told me, but like for the new people in.
So, my name is Seven Side Smoke. I'm a jeweler and a rapper. Edmonton, Alberta. I got a crazy ass story. Go make sure check out the very first interview I did with Marlo. You want to hear the beginning of the story.
Trust
me. We got the middle part right now, just to come up. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I'm just out here. We're pushing a new project. Dow's hosting a project for me. We're doing it Shadyville Shootout Radio, and man, it's backed by some of the biggest names in the DJ game, and I think we got something really groundbreaking that we're about to do. So
Okay, anything you want to add on to that?
I mean, we're just putting in work right now, so man, this project's crazy. It's the best I've ever heard him rap. Yeah, no.
Are you just saying that because he's here, or you mean that?
No, I mean it because I'm like, if anybody knows me or knows my history, I don't really work with people. I've worked with Mad Child for like the last 15 years. I don't take on a bunch of projects. I took on Smoke because he's special. He's got it.
He's different to you.
Different.
Okay. So what? So like,
it's something that people need right now too.
If you can get into it, what is it about his flow that you mess with so heavy? Is it because it's like that grimy type flow, something relatable?
No, it's his storytelling. It's the way he puts it together, and I don't like. Maybe someone like a little bit like Nipsey, a little bit like even like with like the street sense of like a Millie's vibe maybe, but like the way he conveys a story I haven't heard in a long time. He's so articulate with it, and he puts you right in the moment. It's almost like watching a movie, kind of like when he's really getting into it.
Yeah.
So I felt like I haven't heard that in a long time, and I feel like the culture is missing that right now a little bit.
No, I feel that, especially in a city like this,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, where you don't get much of that.
And on top of that, he doesn't glorify it. Like, he's been through it. He's been through 90% more than most of these rappers that talk about it, but he's not glorifying. He's actually telling you, like, yo, like, this is not it. Get out.
Like, this is the outcome. This is some shit, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to be.
I've already dealt with all the consequences. Like, stop it. Like, let's find another way. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Which is, like, I think is incredible.
Okay. No, I feel that. Now, with that being said, you know what I'm saying, the project that you're dropping, what's the message you're trying to convey? What is it that you're trying to throw out there?
So with this project is, I don't know if you've seen like the merch and stuff, but for like a lot of the merch that we have, I have the War on Drugs line, right?
Yeah.
So it's like basically War on Drugs veteran. And that's kind of how we're doing this project is Call of Duty, right? So it's like this one's gonna be Call of Duty Purple Heart, right? So in this, there's a wide range of songs. There's some for the ladies. There's some like melodic street stuff.
Touching everything.
There's some hard stuff in it. You know what I mean? But I'm aiming to portray like the same thing I aim to portray in any project. And for that's just basically like exactly kind of what Dow said. Like, I'm trying to be authentic to like what my real message is. And my message is like, the street shit look cool, sound cool, but like those of us that really been through it, like we're not trying to bring you into it. We're trying to get out. You know what I mean? And so like a lot of people, I get messages all the time. They're like, man, like, I'm proud of you. Like I get guys that are still calling from the feds. They're like, bro, we seen some of your new videos. We heard your music. Like these guys are coming in on range now and they're talking about like, yo, you're up next and shit. And like these guys are calling. They're like, yo, we're proud of you. They're like, you did everything you said you was gonna do. You said you was gonna go home. You're gonna be a rapper. You're gonna tell your stories. You were gonna make sure that people got the message. You were gonna be responsible with it. And you're doing it, you know what I mean? So like for me, like that's what the project is. The project is like paying homage to everybody who doesn't get a chance to be here right now. Paying homage to everybody that we lost for good, like my brother and them, and just like making sure that everybody understands like that shit look cool, sound cool, it's not cool. The results of this shit are not cool, you know. So like that's what I'm trying to portray in the project as a whole.
Oh, okay. So
How many rappers even hear say what he just said? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's
He
it.
doesn't talk like everybody else.
Everybody's saying they're real, but like that's the realest shit you can hear.
You was talking about some of the outcomes. You know what I'm saying? What are some of the outcomes that, like, if you can get into it?
Man, I mean, like
We all know the outcomes.
Yeah, we all know. We all
Most
know like the.
We all know the
It's
outcomes
like,
from, but I know it from like outside looking in. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Now
yeah.
from someone inside looking out. Obviously, I'm assuming it might be for both of y'all, maybe just one, but like you might have lost someone, you might have lost someone
Right.
in the way. You know what I'm saying? What's that like?
Yeah, so like, I'll be for real. Like, when they sentenced me, they gave me 15 and a half years.
Golly.
So they globalized my shit. So like, I only had to serve my longest sentence, which was 7.5. Right. So I did 5 years, just over 5 years of that 7.5. But while I was fighting that, they gave me another charge. They charged me while I was sitting, and then they wanted like 15 years for that one, which was like a home invasion and a bunch of weapons charges and kidnapping and stuff like that.
Allegedly.
Which, like, allegedly. They charged me with it, though. And then witness didn't show up. A bunch of stuff went left, right in the case, and they had to hold the charges. So I had to stay the charges. And then it went longer than a year, so they can never charge me with it again. So technically, I wasn't found innocent, but I was found not guilty by way of like not enough evidence. You know what I mean? So like I was doing 7.5. Then they gave me another sentence that would have been 15 years. So they would have rearranged my shit to do 22.5 years. You know
Like
what I'm saying?
continuing.
Yeah.
Like back to sheesh.
Yeah, they would have added it on to the 7.5. So it would have ended up being 22.5 years. And by the grace of God, you know, Allah said, like, it's not your time right now. You know, like, you got a message to, like, go out and spread, you know? So in that regard, I got lucky in that sense. But then I got out, and, like, my brother was still doing his sentence. Like, when I got 7.5, he got 10. And he ended up dying in prison. He got killed. You know, rest in peace, my dog D. But that was my brother for real. But I mean, like, man, I got a bunch of space on my back for tattoos. And, like, I couldn't even tattoo all my dead homies on my back if I wanted to. And that's why I made their names this big. You know what I'm saying? I lost years. I had to fight. I lost like $700K when I first got arrested. Broke. My shorty I was with at the time robbed like 30 bands from me, and my brand new SUV got it repossessed. Like, bro, I've been through it all. I lost everything, you know? I lost my brother. I lost all my money. I lost all my motion. I lost everything when I had to go sit down, and then I had to fight for my freedom while I had no motion, no money. So it's like, talking about consequences, I faced them all. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, sometimes you don't really understand how, like, deep this shit is because, you know, you get a little slap on the wrist, it lets you out. You get a little slap on the wrist, it lets you out. You're in and out, you're in and out. So you never do no real time. You don't really understand, like, how fucked up it is. But for me, it's like, after facing all those consequences and, like, having to deal with all that and still being here, I know that I'm, like, the one in a million, you know? So now I feel like I got a responsibility to all them kids to, like, show them that, like, you could do everything I did. And you could go down the same path, but you're probably not going to be one in a million. You're probably going to be one of them dogs on range. Yeah. And that's like, so if you want to take your chances, go ahead, bro. I'm not going to tell you not to gamble, but you can't cry when the fucking ball hits zero.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I've been here educating. You know, I've been here telling people and shit. If you don't want to listen, that's cool. But, like, there's consequences to this shit. And I've faced pretty much all of them, so.
Sheesh. Now, How about you?
Heavy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously not to take away everything you just said with me just shifting it, but like, what about you? You know what I'm saying? You've been in the game for a while, you know, like.
Yeah, my lifestyle is completely different than what his is, but I've been around enough to like, I feel like my whole life I've kind of like walked across the border, you know what I mean? Like, I could go this way, could go that way. A lot of people do, you know what I mean? So I just always chose, like, I want to be able to travel. Like, certain things are very important to me. So I'm like, I never kind of went all the way this way, you know what I mean? So I've never had to feel any of those kind of consequences. And I never had to, like I've lost people, but not like that, you know what I mean?
Not in that way.
Not in that way. Absolutely not. I do have friends in jail. I do have friends like that I grew up with that are like really close to me that have gone that path, and I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And I think it's hard for them to watch me too, because they're like, damn, we could have went this way, but now you're this way, and now they got to watch me from a distance.
Kind of
too,
wish
right?
y'all could like stunt together.
Yeah, man. I'm like, it's decisions. It's always decisions. Like every day, you got to make a decision whether it's left or right or wrong. Even like eating or like whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? Everything's a decision, and they start to compound interest. So if you start making more bad decisions, the compound interest adds up. If you start making right decisions, the compound interest adds up. You know what I mean? So I struggled with it for a long time because like there's a part of that lifestyle, and like even being a jeweler, like I get to wear my jewelry, but I don't really have to look over my shoulder as much, like for police and like that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Yeah, it's like
with what it is that you do. You rap, you DJ.
Yeah.
How does your past kind of help you with what you got going on right now?
it's just knowledge. It's like anything. It's like you being like doing interviews. Your first interview, you're probably a little bit shaky. You know what I mean? Like and then as you start to progress and like years go by, do more interviews, you're more confident. You're more. You know what I mean? You learn like, oh, like this microphone's better than this one. You know what I mean? Like it's just like I was saying before, like the compound interest. It just as you go through time and do something like over and over and repeat it and perfect it, you just get better at it. You know what I mean? So, yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, I feel like I've been rapping for like so long, bro. Like for real. Like I was rapping like. When I was like 14, I used to take the bus all the way to Millwoods just to like go to the studio. Yeah, like bro, it was like 3-hour bus ride there, 3-hour bus ride back, and then like, you know, it's like I bus in the morning and just like try and get there by the time the studio appointment was and shit, and just, you know, do my thing or whatever. But like there was times where there was a lot more times than not where I would have to like put my music on and like force people to listen to it. You know, and that's when I knew I was like, man, like something ain't working. You know, you put a song on and someone starts talking like right after. You know, but it's like when I got to the point where like when I came out, I feel like I had a bit more soul. You know, because I saw a few more consequences to the actions. Before I was just flexing because I was up. You know, I was doing it. So I was like, I came off very egotistical and like people didn't really want to like give it the chance to like listen to it. You know, but then when I came home, I had a bit more soul to it. I had a bit more. Reality to it as far as like what I was really trying to say, and I have a purpose now. You know what I mean? So like my past, like I used to rap, and I feel like I got really good at writing. And I feel like I got really good at understanding cadences and rhyme patterns, but maybe the subject matter wasn't working for me. But now what we're doing right now with the subject matter, all that rapping in the background that we used to do that didn't really mean nothing. Now it means something, right? Because it's just like I just been flipping pizzas my whole life, and now finally I got the right kitchen to cook it in, you know?
I feel like, well, the vibe that I'm getting is like, y'all connect. You two connect real good. How did y'all meet? Was it a hot minute ago? You know what I'm saying?
How we met, actually, when I got out of jail, I was going to be a personal trainer. I actually am. Like, I'm a certified personal trainer as well.
And I was fat.
Yeah, that had more weight on him than he does today. That's for sure.
Yeah.
He was, you know.
So how much did you weigh when y'all first met?
I was like around like 222.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think he's holding clean at like 198, 200 right now.
Yeah.
So, I still stay updated with it. I don't do as much like training with him like personally now, but he knows enough that like he understands what he's supposed to do now. Like that's kind of
Yeah, when I get stuck, I just call him and he writes me a new plan.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
do it on my own now, but like he just still guides me, just heads me in the right. I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do now. Like I'm like, okay, the gut's gone now. I want to define my shoulders or something.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
okay, do this.
So when you two first started working out, like, because I always see videos whenever people first start off with their personal trainer, they're like pissed, like, yo, why is this guy making me do so much, this and that? Was it like that with you at first? Like,
No,
fuck,
I'm
man,
like,
this guy's making me move
I'm
too
like,
much.
No, I was just like, yo, tell me what to do and I'll do it. I'm like, that's.
Oh, you was with it at first.
Yeah,
soon
I'm
as-
just like, I'm stubborn. When I get something in my head, I'm just like, I'll go all in.
Yep,
So
you're all about it.
yeah, so I'm like, if I don't know and he knows, he tells me what to do, I just do it.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, yep.
yeah.
burn it out.
But that's like so I was training him, and then opportunity came up for a new sales guy at the shop, and I've known Kick since we were like 12 years old, and Dow kind of just like told Kick like, man, like he fits the profile, he's good at what he does, he has experience in sales. You know, in sales, and that was just like we know we can trust him, so like let's run it. And Kicks kind of hit me and was like, "Yo, you want the job?" And I took the job, and it was like, rest is history, man. That like
And
that was
ever since.
real shit. That was the biggest reason I'm not back in prison. For real, there's
Jeez.
been a few times where I'm like ready to crash out over something stupid, or I'm ready to make a bad decision or whatever, and that was always like the voice of reason, where he's just like, "Man, you came so far, bro." Like,
So there must be something in him that you see, you know what I'm saying, to like, you know, for him to be saying like, you're the reason I'm not back there, you know what I'm saying? You obviously see something in him.
Yeah, well, I mean, like there's a talent, yeah, for sure. But I'm like, I don't know. He's just like, we just became friends. You know what I mean? So it's like it's not a business thing. It's like I don't know. It's just like fucking.
Yeah, you just don't want to see your homie crash out.
Yeah,
right?
you just don't want to
That's
see him like I care about him. You know what I mean? So I'm like if I see him kind of going in the wrong direction, I'll say it. Like I'm
You
not
step
I'm
in
not
the
a
way.
yes man. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I'm like fucking let's stay the fuck out of jail. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I think he's incredibly talented. Man, you can ask him, like, when he first got out of jail and we first started working at the shop, you'd always rap to me. I'm like, yo, stop that. Just sell jewelry. I told him, like, I'm an honest person, man. I was like, stop it. Just sell jewelry. I'm like, you don't got it. It's not it.
To your face?
For real.
Oh,
No,
lit.
dead ass. I was like, yo, like, you got something right here in front of you that we can make big. Like, the jewelry is, like, it's something, like, this is a real job. Has real opportunity. You can make real money. Like, concentrate on this and stop rapping. Like, it's not good. You know what I mean? And then he hit me one day with this the lemon pepper freestyle, and I was like, okay, whatever you did there, stay on that.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah.
writing. Just I told him, like, yo, don't stop writing. Just write. Like
Yeah.
every day. And that's kind of like.
Yeah, it's kind of how it happened.
I know with him saying like, yo, stop rapping, I know that touched you a little bit.
It
There's
did.
no way can someone say, like, it's like me doing all this interview and someone's like, yo, my guy, stop, you know?
Yeah.
I know that hurt.
You know what though? The thing is that like, if it's someone you don't know, then like you don't understand their intentions. But with Dow,
Yeah.
it's like I understood his intentions. So with him, when he used to say that, I had two choices: either prove him wrong and get him on my side of the fence, or agree that he's right and go to his side, right? So it's like I managed to like just write, and just like kind of like get to that point where I'm like, okay, this is cool. And the funny thing was is at that point, I wasn't even trying to convince him no more, because I was just like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna do this shit on my own. You know what I mean? And then I got that, and we were in Kelowna. We rented out this crazy ass spot with a pool. We were out there for the summer or whatever. And I was just kind of, DTG was there. He ended up shooting the video for that. And I like played it. And both Dow and DTG were like, yo, wait, what the fuck is this? And I was like, no, I just recorded this last week and shit. And DTG's like, yo, let's shoot this tomorrow. And Dow's like, yo, what the fuck are you? Where did this come from? You know?
Okay.
So it's like, I knew in that moment, it was like, okay, cool. I'm on the right path now. Let's just take this and do it. Because it's the same thing as anything, right? man, it doesn't matter what you do, whether you're weightlifting or whether you're working on cars or whatever, first screw you put in on that car is going to be tough. When you do it 1,000 times, it gets easier, right? So it's like, now I just got it. This is my first screw. So let me just do this 1,000 more times. Let's see how far we can take it. You know, so we've come a long way since that. But I think that was like the point where Dow realized, like, yo, we could really do this. And I think that was the point I realized that we could really do this as well.
Yo, got something going on.
Yeah, and then it was like right after that, it was just like he didn't miss. Before I was like I couldn't hear him. I was like, yo, I walk into the shop and he's like, yo, I gotta spit you this one thing. I was like, no, please.
Yo.
And then after he did the lemon pepper, almost every time, the next one was just better and better and better. I was like, yo, like, fuck, man, we got something. You got
Just
something.
got better every
But
time.
I just told him, I was like, yo, keep writing, though. Like, keep writing, write. We could worry about all the other stuff later. Just write. When you're in that zone, you gotta stay in that zone.
Okay. Now we know your story, especially from last time I had you on. You mixing tables, you know what I'm saying? When did that love come in?
Well, before that, I was a rapper.
Oh, okay.
I was in a group called Mood Rough.
From the city?
Big Mood Rough.
No, from Winnipeg.
Winnipeg, okay.
When I told you he was the first white boy in the house party, bro, I wasn't joking, bro. I'm not joking. He was on Much Music when I was like 12 years old, bro.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, like, I got videos all
Yo, you
over
gotta
Much
put
Music.
Yo, I gotta see these, man.
Yeah, I'll put you on.
Why am I just finding out about this right
Bro,
now?
I'm telling you, bro.
Sheesh.
Yeah, my first music video hit Much Music in '99.
99?
Yeah.
I came in this world 98.
Yeah.
Holy.
So,
sheesh.
that's what I'm saying.
I wasn't even in
Damn.
junior high, but this guy was on rotation in Much Music, bro.
Holy.
Yeah.
My first like tape, or it was actually a cassette tape that I dropped, was in 2005.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, 95. Sorry,
90.
95.
Yo, this
Yeah,
guy's
95.
going so far back.
Bro.
95.
That was my first tape.
What was the restaurant? you
Oh yeah, I
said?
used to work at this place called Perkins. It's like it's kind of like a Denny's.
Yeah.
And so I'd work
In Winnipeg?
So I'd work there like I'd do the midnight shift, and people would come in there all the time, and like that was a spot to go like after the club and stuff like that. So I'd be in there, and I'm like, yo, I tell all my tables, I'm like, I'll give you guys free iced tea if you buy a tape, and then I'm like, I sell tapes left and right, because like the iced tea was like $2 or something, but the tape was $5, so they'd save like $3.
Yeah.
Doing the math. So
Gee.
yeah, I had my whole apron just full of tapes. I was just like boom,
Just
boom, all night. Yeah, just selling them. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
That's why when he says something, I take his word for it. Cause it's like,
Definitely.
He's been an artist. He's been a DJ. He's been like all the way through it, and he done it at like a much bigger level than I did it at so far. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that's why when Dow say something, I'm just like I don't really question it. I just do it.
Yeah.
You know?
So you've been there. What was that like? Like, how did you go from rapping to, you know what I'm saying, turntable?
I had about almost a 10-year rap career,
Yeah.
or maybe just a little bit longer. And then how I started DJing, like my partner that I rapped with.
Is he still around?
Yeah.
All right.
Dario, yeah, he's still making music. He's killing
He
it.
just
right
hosted a party here in the city or something.
now.
Not
Yeah,
long ago,
he
right?
hosted the Junos.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sheesh. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, he's got it. He's killing it right now. But he had a whole bunch of records in my house, because he would collect vinyl records. I never really did. And then one of my other boys owed me money, and then wasn't paying up. So I just knew he had these brand new turntables that his girl bought him. So I just snatched those and then brought them to my house.
Did you ever bring it back?
Well, he never got the money. So. Need more money. So then they were just sitting there for a while, and then I was like, oh, I want to kind of play these records. Let's see what happens. And then I realized I need a mixer, so I went to Lon McQuaid, bought a little mixer, and then kind of set the whole thing up. And then I was pulling out his records and started playing them, and then I was like, I don't know how these DJs mix these songs. I don't get it. Like, I can't hear I don't know how they put them together.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, just one day it's like, you ever like you know, like like in the, I guess no one reads newspapers anymore, but in the newspaper they used to put these like fucking pictures in there that were all pixelated, and if you stare at it long enough, it would pop out and be like a photo.
Like a 3D almost?
Kind of like almost like a 3D, but it was like all just pixels, and then you just stared at. But that's kind of how like DJing popped out to me. I was like, one day I was just like, oh, it's the timing. It's like, oh, I gotta match these snares up, and then once I got it, I was like, oh, this is crazy. So then I got addicted to it. I was just like I said, once I get into something, I just go all the way in. So then I was like, okay, I want to see what other songs I can match up. And then it got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm going to the record store. I want to see what the new songs and see if I can match it. And then, then fucking just
Rest
started.
is history.
Yeah, I just started DJing. I started with my man Ofield. I would book him because I was in Mood Rough, so I was like, he was a DJ for Mood Rough, but he didn't really book himself that much. So I was like, then I started like, yo, I'll book you, but I want to come play with you too. But you're a better DJ, so you can rock the party. I just want to like, you know what I mean? Like try
Give me a little
it.
set or something. Give me a little
Right,
20
yeah,
minutes.
just give me a little 10 minutes or something like that. But so I book him the show, and then we'd set up 3 turntables, and everyone thought we were doing crazy shit, but really, he was DJing, and I was like a training wheel. So he'd be playing, and then I'm like, yo, I got one.
Hold on.
So the next one. So, but the whole time I'm like this, so people think we're doing like this wild shit, but he's doing everything, and I'm just like, okay, I got a match. Just let me ride this one out. Then you mix the next one, and then he'd mix the next 10 minutes, and then I'm like, I got the next one. And then finally it got to the point where we could like, he could do 10 minutes, and I could do 10 minutes, and then share, and then all of a sudden people started just wanting to book me.
Holy sheesh. Okay. Now, you've been doing this for a while, right? Like you came from a time where you physically had to put your hands on
the wax.
all
Man,
that.
I had to fill up my whole Volkswagen. I bought a brand new little Volkswagen, and the whole backseat would be all just crates of vinyl.
Sheesh.
It's like, yeah, it's crazy.
So how different is it now? Because like now when I go to the club, the DJ's doing this, and I see the computer is doing everything.
I mean,
know
you
what I'm
still
saying?
got to do something, but it's not nearly the. It's not. You're not even in the same.
It's not even the same category. at
Yeah,
this
it's
point.
like I have broken needles that cost more than these controllers. You know what I mean? So I'm like, it's just a different game right now. It's still cool. There's more shit you can do now. Like, you know, like I don't know how technical you want to get into it, but like you can pull apart the stems live now. So I can just have like I could play
You can
his
take, like,
song
my vocals.
and then make his vocals like right in the middle of the night go a cappella, and then I can remix it right on the fly. You know what I mean? You can't do that with like real vinyl. You can mix an a cappella with an instrumental, but you have to have both records, one a cappella, one instrumental. You know what I mean? So I don't know, it's cool. It's like
Damn.
So there's give and take to both.
Yeah.
I think there's something very cool about like a DJ like turning around, figuring out what record to play, then putting it on and then cutting it in. But
Okay. No, I see that. I can see why like his word to you, you know what I'm saying, holds weight. You know what I'm saying? Because like you got some achievements, you got some trophies under your belt.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I've been around for a minute.
Yeah. That is, bro, like, Dow's put me in positions that, like, I would have never been in on my own. You know what I mean? Like, Mad Child specifically, you know, he came did a show. He told Dow, yo, Dow been letting him hear my music and shit. Mad Child hit him up and was like, yo, make sure the smoke is ready. I want him to do a quick 2 tracks, 3 tracks at the show, whatever. And he legit, like, stopped his show halfway through when I came in, stopped his show and was like, yo, told the crowd, like, yo, I'm gonna let somebody do a couple of tracks right now. And right in the middle of his set, and he's like, yo, this guy's gonna be your next big rapper in Canada, I promise you that. Like, shit like that. Like, me and Matt kind of hung out after. He gave me some of the advice that he's seen from what he's seen, some of which I still implement in every song. You know what I mean? Like, from introductions to like Merc that Dow got me. You know, Merc's been a part of the team for a minute. He's been messing with these guys for a minute and shit. But like for me, like I never really knew the guy, right? So like he shows me a lot of love, just based on my relationship with them. Like all the DJs that Dow's been able to like put my music in front of, all the Shadyville guys that like never would have never even like give me the time of day, not because I'm not good, just because like rap is oversaturated, bro.
Yeah,
For every one of me, there's 1,000 guys putting on bad auto-tune, dancing around, doing dumb antics and shit, and their attention is more, right? So it's like, for me, it's like having Dow in my corner and having somebody that'll go to bat with you with a reputation and a storied career like his, is like they take his word more seriously. If he says like, yo, this guy's got it, then I got it, right? They don't really got a second guess. So like, that was put me in a lot of positions and a lot of rooms and face-to-face with a lot of people that like I would have never got
a lot of important faces.
Yeah, exactly, right? So it's like, once he puts me there, it's up for me to prove why I'm allowed to be there. But like, he gets me into the room, you know? So like, we have a good relationship like that where he knows that I take this shit seriously. So he can put me in a room and he knows I'm not gonna fuck it up. He knows I'm not gonna go get drunk, start doing drugs, party, do weird shit. He knows I'm not gonna fan out, I'm not gonna do none of that dumb shit. I'm here to work. Cause I really feel like doesn't matter what room I'm in, if there's another rapper in the room, I'm just as good as you.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. You're just a regular person. You know what I'm saying? And like, you just got there before me. I took a windy, twisted road and shit, and you might have went straight to the goal. But like, just cause you're here and you're getting money, and I'm here and I gotta pay to be here, doesn't mean I'm not as good as you. So like, that's my mentality. I'm just here to work. I'm here to put my best foot forward, and like, I think that's why Dow's like so confident that he can put me in those rooms, cause he knows I'm not gonna fuck around.
Sheesh. Nah, like, especially after hearing, like, you know, your past, how, like, because to me, from what I know, this is why I love doing interviews.
Yeah.
Like, I get to know you. I get to actually, like, really know you. Interviews like this is intimate. You know what I'm saying? Like, before I interviewed Smoke, to me, he was just a rapper from the city. And then after I interviewed him, he was way more than that. And now I'm learning all this stuff about you. I could see how, like, the one thing I'm loving so far is it seems as though every chance you get, you try to put him under the light. Like, yo, Smoke, I got this little thing going on. Well, not little, but I got this thing going on. I think you'd be a perfect fit. You're always considering.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that's one of my biggest gifts just in general is just putting people together.
Trust me.
Because I've been like, I've dabbled in this, I've dabbled in this, I've dabbled in this. I'm like, I always just say I'm in the business of saying yes. So like, even if you're like, yo, I need my roof done, I'm like, I probably know someone that could do it. You know what I mean?
You'll
so
find
like,
a way,
but,
yeah.
But in this situation, it's like, man, yo, like, Smoke's got it and he kills it every time. So I'm like, I have no like hesitation to put him anywhere right now. Like, I know I can put him on, like, if someone's willing to give him a chance like the way I'm giving him a chance, he's gonna show and prove every time.
You see, and that's the tough thing about the world we live in right now. So many people have what it takes is just a chance. A lot of people aren't given the chance.
Of course.
And to know that there's people like you is all the better. You know, it makes it worth whatever, all the shit that you went through prior, it's all worth it.
Right. Oh, well, everything's worth it. Wins, losses, everything. I don't like...
It is, but the losses, you kind of dwell on them at that very moment. But once you finally get to where you want it to be, you're like, yo, you know, I could sit back, relax just for right now.
It's knowledge, yo. Like, even L's are lessons, man. That's what I say.
Yeah. The L don't stand for loss, stand for lesson. You just gotta learn the lesson, and you don't gotta repeat it. But that's the thing that was our biggest hurdle so far. I think is like, and it's not even really a hurdle. It's just like we knew right off the jump. I'm not a hit maker. I can make a song that's gonna be a hit, but I'm not a hit maker. You know what I mean? I'm not like the pop star. I'm not like the guy who's gonna like. I'm not focused on making a radio hit either. That's not my lane. So the only way for us to win is to be great, but to be great consistently over time and be comfortable with taking a while to build, right? So it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's because I don't do the antics, right? For all the blogs, I don't do the beefing on the internet. I don't do the lives. I'm not going to go on and I'm not going to say weird shit. We don't show money and guns in videos. We don't need to. I don't do the antics. I don't do all this stuff, the clickbait stuff, right, that we're talking about.
Because of the internet, though, there's room enough for everybody to win right now. You know what I mean? Like, if you're good at whatever lane you're in, whatever lane it is, it doesn't even really matter. If you're good at it and you're consistent, you can create a future for yourself. So I'm like, you don't have to be a pop star anymore. You don't have to be this. You can, man.
Yeah.
Andre 3000 is playing the flute. There's a fucking lane for anybody. But no, it's dope though. I'm not even clowning on him. I think that's awesome. I'm like, yo, you want to fucking play the flute? Play the fucking flute.
Yeah.
Have fun and just make art. You know what I mean?
The problem is where like you see guys that like step outside of that, where it's like, oh, I'm not getting enough views. My numbers aren't high enough. So let me go do this dumb shit and crash out, and let me say this dumb shit on Instagram Live and crash out, and let me like just do all this stuff. And they know they're gonna get the views, but it's like, bro, what good does 1 million views do you when you're burnt out, you're yesterday's news, and you haven't been focused on being consistent?
Or you got the views because you're a clown.
Yeah, exactly. You're part of the circus.
So now let me ask y'all this. With that being said, do y'all believe in all publicity is good publicity? Because they say if you get yourself, under the light, you did a good job.
Man,
Whether it's good, bad, crashing out, being a dummy.
nah. See, here's the thing, bro. And it's just like kind of just how like my shit work. It's like I'm not gonna break my character for nothing, So like my character is, and it always has been, we're not showing too much, we're not talking too much, we're not doing any of that stuff. It's not how you're supposed to do it. You know what I'm saying? And like now that I'm a bit older and I've separated myself from that stuff, when I look at like some of the young guys that are just like doing the most, just hoping to get a viral video or whatever, it's like that shit is so corny to me. It's cheesy. That's not how we're supposed to do shit. Like y'all are going against the grain and shit. So for me, it's like I don't mind publicity, and I know there's gonna be like things that come up and stuff that like maybe I'm like, oh, maybe I didn't do what I should have done in that situation or whatever. You can't control the internet. The internet gonna win every time. You know what I mean? But as long as you're not out here doing shit that's gonna break your character, that's cool. But like, if you let this internet get to you and you let like the outside pressure get to you and you start breaking your character in order to like gain that publicity, I think that's where you lose.
Yeah.
Right? That's where you lose, because now you see these guys that become a character, and I'll say it like DTG, that's my dog. That DTG's done just like how Dow has. DTG, every chance he gets, he'll put on for me. And he helps a lot. And I was talking to him about the Lil Windex character, because he started doing like that spoof rap, the Lil Windex and whatever. And he was telling me like, he's like, man, like, I hate it. I hate it sometimes, because he's like, I'll go, and he's like, I rap under my own name and I rap under Lil Windex, and he's like, I go out on the stage and people are, put on the wig. Like they want him to put on the wig and be Lil Windex and shit, right? So like he was telling me kind of like, he was like, I went against what I really want to do, and I followed it because of like whatever reasons that I had. But then like he's got all this publicity and all this, everybody jocking his videos and it's going crazy and it's going whatever, but he can't even feel good about it because it's not really something he wants to do in that sense, right? He wants people to take him seriously for his art on this side. But when all you care about is Lil Windex, you care about a version of him that doesn't really exist. So like that's where he was saying like, you know what I mean? So like that's how it feels like to me, is if I were to go and be like this corny rapper that does the same shit every other rapper does, then it's like, now I'm stuck in this character that I have to play this all the time. And if I break it, then I look like I'm faking it. But really I'm faking it over here, I'm not faking it over here, you know what I mean? So you get stuck in that character where like, you have to be that character 24/7. I don't want to do that. I just want to be me.
Okay. Nah, sheesh, I like that. What's it called? Moving forward. You know what I'm saying? You already talked about it earlier. You know what I'm saying? The new stuff that you got coming out. You know, besides the message that you're trying to put out there, what outcome are you looking?
What
are you
outcome?
looking for?
Just
what type
grow.
of outcome?
You just grow. That's
a growth outcome is I think where we're at.
You're always just growing, man. As long as you take one little baby step forward every single day, you can't not go somewhere. You know what I mean? So everything is just growing. That's it.
I said to Dad
Just build.
2 years ago, I was like, yo, it'd be crazy if we could get 50,000 streams in a year. We hit that year, we hit 50,000. I said, yo, it'd be crazy if we could hit 100,000 next year. We're at 100,000. So it's like this year I'm like, yo, it'd be crazy if we could hit 500,000 next year.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like we're hitting the goals that we set out for ourselves. I'm not looking for this tape to drop and for me to be like the biggest rapper in the world and whatever, because I know that that's not how this works. You know what I mean? But what I am looking for is I'm looking to drop this tape. I'm looking to gain another percentage of followers that understand me, feel my music, you know, and those are my like organic followers. If I have 10,000 organic followers, they just want to buy a T-shirt, come to a show, come see me when I'm in their city.
That's a small army, man.
That's it, right? You know, you don't need.
It's a big army in Canada.
But that's what we're looking for. We're looking for growth. We're looking to hit a new level. We're looking to start doing some tours. We're looking to start being out of the city and out of the country more. And I'm looking for this tape to help us get there.
Okay. Any final things you want to add on to that?
No, I'm like, I feel like this tape is actually gonna do really well. I got a pretty big team behind it. We're gonna get it on. It'll be the first time he's gonna be on like international radio.
Sheesh.
So
Nervous?
Not at all, bro. I do this.
I know.
I do this daily.
Shit, I'd be nervous.
I do this shit daily, bro.
Real quick, I wanted to ask when you was talking about Mad City, like when he stopped the show and let you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What was that feeling like? You know, was it expected? Did you know ahead of time?
I knew he was gonna put me on the show, but I didn't know he was.
I didn't even know.
Oh, you didn't
I didn't even know, and I
She cut
like
y'all both off guard.
Yeah, Matt tells me everything, and I'm like, I didn't know he's gonna stop the set and let him like. I thought he was gonna give him a little slot like right before he goes on. I didn't know he's gonna stop the set in the middle. I've never seen him. I've been DJing for Matt for like 10 years. I've never seen him stop a set and like, yo, go on and rap during my set. That's not a Mad Child thing to do.
That shit definitely caught you off guard.
Yeah, it was different, but it was cool, man. And you know, every show we do, we get a little bit better. We be controlling the crowd a bit better. We have more merchandise now, so getting my bread out that and making sure that people can, if they like to support, they come, they can get a T-shirt, they get a hat. I've been having people the last few shows asking for autographs and photos and shit. So it's like it's cool. It's a new experience and shit. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not like. I don't got a big head about it or nothing, but it's a cool experience. It's fun to get there and be able to enjoy the music with the fans, you know?
A year and a half ago, that was a dream, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, if you create goals and you work towards those goals, what you thought was a dream a year ago is actually gonna be like, you're working towards a reality, so you gotta keep creating the new goals, you know what I mean? So it's good to have the big dream, but you can't hyper focus on like the end. If you make it, if you cut it up into little sections and then like, okay, like he was saying the streams, right? So maybe we're getting only like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 streams, but like the goal is 50,000. Chop that up, work it up. Make a little roadmap to how to get there. You know what I mean? Then all of a sudden, 50,000 doesn't even seem like that much. You're like, okay, the new goal is 100,000. As long as you're working towards something, and you take those steps every day. Like I said before, you can't not go somewhere. You can't.
Yeah.
Whether it's in the right direction or the wrong direction, but you're gonna go somewhere.
Yeah. Sheesh,
Worst thing is just to stand still. Not try.
That's all I got to ask. You know what I'm saying? Is there any final things y'all want to throw out there before I wrap it up?
Call of Duty, baby. Let's get it.
Seven Side Smoke, Call of Duty coming soon, hosted by DJ DOWJONES, Shadyville DJs. You know what time it is. Supposed to be the hottest tape on the market. I promise you right now.
We bringing it back to the old school, like mixtape style too, right? We're gonna throw a freestyle down and everything, man. Let's go.
Okay. It's your boy Convo and Marlo.
Seven Side Smoke.
DJ DOWJONES.
Yes, sir, and I'm out.